The year was 1889, and prospectors had just discovered gold high on a mountain ridge along the western slope of the Cascades. "There's enough gold in that mountain to make the Count in Monte Cristo look like a pauper," cried one of the prospectors. Word spread fast, and the rush was on. It wasn't long before a bustling mining camp dubbed Monte Cristo was in full operation. It was an exciting time. The veins of ore streaking the mountainsides seemed to offer unlimited promise. "It is, on the whole, an exceptional situation," the Everett Herald editorialized. "Nature has, in fact, done the mining, and what remains for men is to take the ores and reduce them." But that proved harder to do than anyone could have imagined. Getting to the gold was the problem. Moving men and supplies up these mountains, much less transporting the raw ore back down, meant crossing miles of dense forests, as well as bridging canyons and glacial snowbanks. It was a brutal and exhausting trek. Rail seemed to be the only answer. Aided by tons of dynamite and an army of laborers, a railroad was punched through the mountains from Everett to Monte Cristo in 1893. But nature fought back. Avalanches, mudslides, and floods regularly wiped out sections of the track, and both the trains and the mines were forced into extended closures by the long, harsh winters. Production under these circumstances was sporadic at best, and profits suffered. By World War I, most had given up, and mining in the mountains near Monte Cristo came to an end. But gold wasn't the only mineral lodged in the foothills of the Cascades. Coal was in abundant supply, and by the late 1800s, a number of small mining towns were clustered around the slopes of the mountains. The towns were small and isolated, the work hard and dangerous. Black miners were heavily recruited since the coal companies could get away with paying them much less than white miners. In 1888, about 400 blacks were recruited to work the mines of Roslyn, and those men formed the nucleus of one of the state's first black communities. Eventually, the demand for coal dropped as gas and electricity took over the market, and the coal mines closed down. In the end, neither gold nor coal mining in the hills of the Cascades proved to be profitable, but it didn't spell the end of the industry in Washington state. Today, attention is turned to gravel, which is in ample supply throughout Washington, and is now the state's most profitable mined resource.